I'm sick of watching Caitlin getting attacked. If the league doesn't step up and protect her, things are going to get ugly real fast.
Griner just called Caitlin Clark a trash effing white girl. Caitlin Clark has been picked on and abused ever since she entered the league in 2024, and now Brittney Griner is joining.
Hello and welcome back, my dear and wonderful viewers. Today, I'm back with another brand new, exciting, and interesting video that you definitely don't want to miss. So make sure you stay with me until the very end. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get straight into today's story. What would happen if one of the greatest basketball players of all time saw one of the WNBA's brightest young stars being unfairly targeted on the court? Reports about Steph Curry's reaction to Brittney Griner's actions involving Caitlin Clark have sparked huge conversations across the basketball world. And in this video, you'll hear why so many people are talking about it. But before we get into that, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a professional athlete receive the kind of treatment Caitlin Clark has faced throughout her career? Many believe Steph Curry's view of the WNBA changed after what he witnessed during the Connecticut Sun game, and some even claim that his opinion has added even more attention to the ongoing debate surrounding Brittney Griner. The reason many people compare Steph Curry to Caitlin Clark is easy to understand. During his rise to the top, Curry became the best player in a league filled with incredible talent, and when opponents couldn't stop him with skill alone, they often tried to slow him down with physical play. That experience is why many believe he understands exactly what Clark is going through today. It also explains why this situation has become such a major topic of discussion. According to these reports, Steph Curry sees a clear difference between tough championship-level basketball and what he believes he witnessed involving Caitlin Clark. One reported quote even described it as one of the most cowardly things he had seen on a basketball court in decades, a statement that immediately caught the attention of basketball fans everywhere. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 83% of our viewers still haven't subscribed. It's completely free, only takes a second, and it helps the channel more than you can imagine. Have you subscribed yet? If you have, thank you so much for your support. Now, let's get back to the video.
Many times that Caitlin Clark got roughed up repeatedly by defenders throughout her rookie year last year. It was attempted bullying, trying to break her spirit, intimidate her, put her in her place, get even with her for all the attention she was getting. But this season, it appears Caitlin is more committed.
Steph Curry reportedly reacted strongly after watching the video that many viewers claimed showed Brittney Griner making contact with Caitlin Clark from behind, while Clark was still trying to recover after being poked in the eye. Throughout his own career, Curry competed against some of the toughest defenders in basketball and experienced the highest level of physical competition, so many believe he understands exactly what true competitive intensity looks like. Even so, reports claim he viewed this incident as crossing the line of fair play and good sportsmanship. What caught his attention the most was the timing of the shove, and according to these reports, that part of the play became the focus of his analysis. Many believe Brittney Griner was disappointed by the reaction because Curry raised a point that countless fans had already been discussing, but very few people with his level of influence had spoken about publicly. According to these reports, Curry made it clear that playing tough championship-level defense is completely different from taking a cheap shot at a player who is vulnerable and not expecting contact. He pointed out that his own era is often remembered as one of the most physical periods in NBA history, but when players had a problem with someone, they faced them directly instead of waiting for the right moment to strike from behind. That, according to these claims, was the part of the incident he found most disappointing. Reports also suggest that Curry was frustrated by Brittney Griner's response after the controversy. Instead of admitting she may have gone too far or showing any regret, she was said to have argued that the fans and media were treating her unfairly, even saying, "Damned if I do, damned if I don't." According to these reports, hearing that response only made Curry even more critical of the situation. It is claimed that Curry believes the greatest competitors always accept responsibility for their actions, especially when another player's safety could be affected. Reports say he viewed the attempt to shift blame as the kind of reaction that often comes from athletes who struggle to compete with elite talent and instead look for other ways to influence the outcome of a game. According to these claims, Curry believes basketball should always be decided by skill, preparation, and performance rather than questionable tactics. This is also why many people believe his comments about Caitlin Clark have attracted so much attention. Reports suggest Curry sees many of the same qualities in Clark that helped define his own career, including her exceptional basketball IQ, her ability to deliver in clutch moments, and her rare talent for making everyone around her better. At the same time, as someone who values the spirit of the game, he is reportedly concerned that instead of focusing only on developing her incredible talent, Clark constantly has to stay alert for unnecessary physical plays and questionable tactics. According to these reports, Curry believes this approach represents everything that is wrong with players choosing to target Caitlin Clark instead of challenging themselves to match her skill, preparation, and work ethic on the court. The fact that she is sometimes hit when she is at her most vulnerable is, according to these claims, a troubling pattern that has no place in basketball. Reports say Curry described this type of behavior as one of the worst forms of competition he has ever seen, and those comments quickly became one of the biggest talking points in the basketball world. He also reportedly compared the physical treatment he received during his own career with what Caitlin Clark is facing today, while making it clear that Clark's situation is unique. According to these reports, Curry believes that at just 22 years old, Caitlin Clark is dealing with more pressure and attention than many athletes face during their entire careers, all while carrying the expectations that come with being one of the biggest faces of women's basketball.
This is taking place. Brittney Griner comes out and says, I am so sick and tired of the WNBA. It used to be a peaceful, small little thing. Now there's crowds screaming, hollering. This is disruptive. It's not allowing us to play the game. This is her quote. I don't know if you saw this or not when she gave that.
But the reports about Steph Curry's comments on Brittney Griner and the future direction of the WNBA have become one of the biggest topics trending across social media. According to these reports, Curry believes that if the league allows players to target its biggest stars without facing meaningful consequences, it sends the message that average players can rely on questionable tactics to stay relevant instead of improving their basketball skills. He reportedly warned that this creates a dangerous standard that could discourage the very players who are raising the level of the league. Curry also reportedly argued that young fans watching at home should learn about talent, hard work, discipline, and sportsmanship, not the idea that taking cheap shots at opponents is part of the game. However, many believe the most powerful part of his comments was what he said about Caitlin Clark's future despite all these challenges. According to these reports, Curry believes that every cheap shot, every dirty play, and every attempt to intimidate Clark will only make her mentally stronger and more determined to prove herself through talent alone. He reportedly compared her situation to his own rookie years, when opponents constantly tested him with physical play, while pointing out that Clark is dealing with all of that on top of the unmatched media attention and expectations that come with being one of the most recognizable players in WNBA history. That is why many believe Steph Curry's support for Caitlin Clark means so much. According to these reports, he is not simply defending a talented young player. He is standing up for the values that make basketball great. Curry reportedly believes Caitlin Clark represents the qualities that define the sport at its best, including elite talent, court vision, composure, leadership, and a relentless competitive spirit. At the same time, he is said to be concerned about anything that could damage the image and future of the game. According to these reports, Curry believes the WNBA is at a turning point with an important decision to make. The league can either continue allowing questionable tactics to overshadow the game, or it can protect its top players and give stars like Caitlin Clark every opportunity to reach their full potential while helping the league continue to grow. Reports suggest his message was simple. The choices made today could shape the future of the WNBA for years to come. That is also why so many people continue asking the same question. Will the WNBA take Steph Curry's reported concerns seriously and do more to protect Caitlin Clark, or will critics continue to argue that questionable on-court tactics are hurting the league's reputation? Now it's your turn to join the conversation. What do you think about Steph Curry's reported criticism of Brittney Griner's actions? Do you believe his concerns are justified, or do you think the reaction has gone too far? More importantly, do you think the WNBA will eventually make changes to better protect its biggest stars? Share your thoughts in the comments section below, because I read every single comment. And if you enjoy basketball stories and in-depth analysis like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another update. Whether people agree or disagree with the reported comments, the discussion surrounding Caitlin Clark continues to grow, and the basketball world will be watching closely to see what happens next.
Respectfully, Brittney Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now free, back in America on home soil, would not have too much to complain about.
My first inclination is to say that this person is not a female.
As this story continues to develop, one thing is becoming harder and harder to ignore. The conversation is no longer just about one game, one hard foul, or one controversial moment. It has grown into a much bigger discussion about the future of women's basketball, the standards the league wants to uphold, and how its biggest stars are treated when the spotlight is at its brightest. Very few athletes have entered the WNBA carrying the level of expectations that Caitlin Clark faced from the very beginning. Millions of fans watch every game she plays. Every move she makes is analyzed from every possible angle. Every success is celebrated, and every setback quickly becomes a major headline. That is the reality of being one of the biggest names in basketball today. At the same time, experienced veterans across the league continue to compete at the highest level, bringing years of skill, determination, and pride to every game. The challenge for the WNBA is making sure that intense competition never crosses the line into unnecessary or dangerous play. Fans want physical basketball, exciting rivalries, and real competition, but they also expect fairness, respect, and consistency. That is one of the reasons the reported comments from Steph Curry have generated so much discussion. Throughout his legendary career, Curry competed against some of the toughest defenders the game has ever seen and understands the pressure that comes with performing under constant attention. According to these reports, his message was never just about physical play. It was about protecting the integrity of basketball and making sure that skill and performance remain the center of the game instead of controversy. Whether you completely agree with Steph Curry's reported perspective or believe the situation has been overstated, there is no denying that it has started an important conversation. Fans, analysts, former players, and media personalities continue debating what should happen when the league's biggest stars become the focus of physical play. Should officials enforce the rules more strictly? Should the league introduce tougher penalties? Or is this simply part of professional basketball? Everyone seems to have a different opinion. One thing that continues to stand out, however, is Caitlin Clark's response. Rather than allowing controversy, physical defense, or public criticism to define her career, she has continued focusing on basketball. She keeps showing up, keeps competing, and keeps proving why so many people believe she represents the future of the sport. That determination is one of the biggest reasons her supporters continue standing behind her. At the same time, the WNBA is experiencing an incredible surge in attention. Television ratings continue to grow. Arenas are packed with fans. Social media discussions expand every day, and more people than ever are discovering women's basketball. Situations like this do not affect only one player or one team. They also influence how the entire league is viewed around the world. As the season continues, every game will carry even greater importance. Every appearance by Caitlin Clark will receive enormous attention. Every controversial play will be carefully examined. Every officiating decision will be debated, and every game will become another chapter in what many consider one of the most talked about seasons in WNBA history. Now the biggest question belongs to you. Do you believe the reported comments from Steph Curry accurately reflect what is happening in the league today? Do you think the WNBA is doing enough to protect its biggest stars while still allowing tough, competitive basketball? And what impact do you believe this entire situation could have on the future of the league, Brittney Griner, and Caitlin Clark? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because I genuinely enjoy reading what basketball fans from around the world have to say. The respectful discussions in this community are what make these conversations worthwhile, and your opinion could even inspire a future video. If you enjoyed today's discussion and want more in-depth basketball analysis, exclusive updates, and the biggest stories involving the WNBA, NBA legends, and Caitlin Clark, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and never miss another upload. Basketball history continues to be written every single night, and every game creates another moment for fans to remember. Thank you so much for watching and for all of your incredible support. As we wrap up today's video, one thing remains clear. Moments like these continue to fuel passionate conversations throughout the basketball world. Whether you agree or disagree with the opinions discussed today, basketball fans everywhere are paying close attention to how the league, its players, and its biggest stars continue shaping the future of the game. Every game, every headline, and every debate gives fans something new to talk about, and that is part of what makes following the WNBA so exciting. Now it's your turn. What did you think about everything we covered today? Do you believe the league is moving in the right direction, or do you think there are still important changes that need to be made? Leave your thoughts in the comments because I read as many of them as possible, and your feedback helps shape future videos on this channel. Let's continue building a respectful community where great basketball discussions always come first. If you enjoyed this video and want more WNBA news, analysis, and breaking updates, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support allows us to continue bringing you the latest basketball stories, detailed game breakdowns, player updates, and the biggest headlines from around the league. Our community continues to grow every day, and with your support, we'll keep building one of the best basketball communities on YouTube. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. We cover the latest WNBA news, trending stories, and the biggest developments as they happen, keeping you informed every step of the way. Thank you once again for watching and for being such an important part of this amazing community. I truly appreciate every view, every like, every comment, and every subscription. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video with another exciting basketball update. Until then, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.